Was somebody born with an umbilical cord around their neck? Or did you happen to have a child that was born that way? Because that's what I'm getting. Doesn't have to be for everyone, but today's ancestor message, that's the vision that I got. For a moment, I felt like I had a cord wrapped around my neck and it felt like an umbilical cord. So either you have been told stories about that being how you were born, or you yourself dealt with a child, or you had a child that had to be either turned around or had a cord move off their neck or something like that. Doesn't mean that this ancestor message isn't for you if you never had that experience. It just means that there's a strong ancestral presence that wants to make itself known. So take that with a grain of salt, of course, right? I'm getting this message that there's something that you don't want to talk about. Like you aren't thrilled to talk about something. And so there's something that you aren't ready to learn. And so you aren't giving yourself permission to move forward in a certain area of life. It feels like something that you just don't like to talk about, or you don't like to think about. And again, they keep saying, that's fine. You don't have to review the details. You don't have to review the documents. You don't have to. It seems like something you may not want to have to like relive or re-encounter or re-deal with. Maybe coming up. All right. And every now and then you may need a hand, but you don't typically ask for it. That's what I'm getting here. So your ancestors want you to know that you don't need to go through these current situations by yourself. They're there with you, holding your hand along the way. You aren't alone. Okay? You could have watched the movie Enola recently, because I'm hearing Enola Holmes. You may feel like there's something that you want to say, or you want to bluntly get off your chest, but maybe you can't because you have to keep the peace, right? So that's all geisha. You may feel like you're a geisha, someone that has to hold it all together, look the part. I'm also picking up escort energy. You may feel like someone treats you like an escort, where they want you accessible and readily accessible to them, but they don't expect you to need them. They don't expect you to want them, but you have needs too. You hurt too. I don't know, something that they're saying. And so on one end, you may be able to have a lot of free time, right? But that free time could be very lonely, especially if you don't feel like there's closeness. Like someone could be present, like physically there or physically around you, but it's like they're absent, so they might as well be, right? But you're still like holding your shit together. So I don't know. But whoever you are, welcome back to my channel, new and returning subscribers. TT here, your friendly psychic medium. Today is all about ancestor messages. For those of you that know, every day is going to be something new on this channel for you. So Only like, comment, and subscribe if you resonate with it. If you don't, let it go. All of my messages are timeless. Let's talk about it. Spirit. We have build a home in reverse. So yeah, it's given this vibe of, someone is lying, the truth, and you don't want to continue. It's not a home anymore. You were excited about giving a helping hand, helping someone, but now it just feels like they don't appreciate it. A chair is just a chair when there is no one sitting there. I'm not meant to be alone. Turn this house into a home. Something about the stairs. Something doesn't feel like. Don't feel too good anymore. All right, so let's see what's coming, y'all. Like you were really excited initially to start this project, to start your new life. And I feel like now you just feel like you got the short end of the stick in a situation and you feel duped. And so you're sick and tired of being diplomatic. You're sick and tired of being quiet and biting your tongue, because it seems like you know something, but your intuition, of course someone plays around the truth, but your intuition is screaming at you, and so you're kind of just like letting things play out as they will. So you may be coming off a little bitchy right now, or just very consistent, routinely. But you're on the verge. If someone says the right thing, or if they tick you off in the right way, just in the right way, you will fire off on their ass. And it seems like you have permission from your ancestors to fire off on someone's ass. If they can't take the fucking heat in the kitchen, it's time that they get out the fucking way. They don't have to remind you of how documents work and how everything has to happen and put you in your place. It's like, oh, we don't need to. We do not need to. Page of Wands. Oh, you feisty right now. Like you feel like you could be so further ahead. You feel like you could be so much further ahead if you was by yourself. That's what I'm seeing here. You have all these ideas, you have all these visions, and you feel like they all are dying with this person. So you're like taking what you have and moving on. Yeah, it feels like whatever rose-colored glasses this person had you on, had you under, whatever, whether you were dematized, pematized, whatever illusion you were under, spell broken. Spell is broken. And I feel like you want out, and your ancestors, they hear your thoughts, they see that you see and you know. You know you're over something when you get to the point where even when your intuition is telling you some shit is going down, you don't care to have receipts. You don't care to know. You don't want to know. You don't give a fuck. Yeah, you have checked out. You're done losing. This person was I don't like a Jane Doe, not who you know, not who you thought. I feel like this person is draining the life out of you. Draining the life out of you, where you didn't even want to keep up. You just felt like you were the maid, the nanny, the chef, the doctor, the nurse, like all these different roles, the problem solver. And this person couldn't think of nothing to fix nothing, even if you wanted them to, or something like that. But they have every excuse in the book as to why they didn't do something that they said they were going to do. And it's like, I can't fucking build no home with this. I can't do nothing with this. I have to constantly remind you to wipe your ass. I have to constantly remind you to put the toilet seat down, for crying out loud. That's what I'm getting. So I see you looking for like a new neighborhood, a new community, getting some outreach support. This outreach support could be like benefits. I mean, you're already doing something by yourself anyway, so I feel like you're ready to go where you can bloom, where you can really feel like yourself again. Because I feel like this person has kind of like turned you into the high priestess in reverse, where you're having to do all this manipulation to convince yourself. It's like spiritual manipulation. When the truth is given to you, you've had to constantly try to see it in a better light, knowing that it's shit, turning shit into roses. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that those roses really smell like boo-boo. That's why I said this person can't wipe their ass on their own. It's a grown-ass child here. And it's like, out of all the options you had, I settled for this one. That's how this person got you look. Someone got you looking back in your life like, out of all the options that I had, I settled for you. Really? You fuck up my routine. You make me not want to, I don't feel alive with you. It's just a lot here. You're numb. It's like this person has turned you into, has made you green, you know? The high priestess in reverse is a very, with the empress in reverse, this person took you off your game, and I feel like you are aware of it. So it feels like you have to start from scratch all over again. You've been at this low point before, but you definitely didn't think that giving this person an opportunity or being with this person would take you back to that low place. But that's exactly what it did. Yeah, it's like you feel like someone's wand is evil. You see here? Like it takes your power, your spark, your creativity, and drains you. King of Cups. This person could drink as well. Person got a lot of demons. Okay, a lot of demons. I think you're tired of the drama, the arguing. You just want to be free of this connection. Are you planning your great escape? I think this person is on to you. They notice you're staying at work late. They're about to be noticing that you are not as enthused as you used to be. It's giving this vibe where you used to be like, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. Playful, youthful. And now the sun is in reverse. You're not happy. Got you in the mirror looking at yourself different. And I feel like for a moment, look at this. This person has turned you into this. You're tired. I feel like you're tired. That's why your ancestors are saying you don't have to keep learning from this. You can decide that you want out and you can get out. You're not doomed to stay in this. Even if you've had failed relationships, even if you've had failed connections, or you've done this before and you thought this was going to be the last time, it's okay to try something and it not work. But something makes you afraid to walk out the door. It's easier to see the good in someone when another person is painted to be the bad person, you know? It's easier to see all the qualities that someone possessed, the potential, when in the right hands. When they're painting this narrative about an ex or what their mother did to them or what their parent did. It's easier to see, oh my God, I hate that happened to you. No one should have that happen to them. You deserve. I see their qualities. I see your potential. And so this person played, because it seems like they played on it already. They played on your need to trauma bond. I've been there before. I've had this happen to me. I know what you feel. And then they like, you're the only one that sees me. You're the only one that knows me. And it's exciting. But intuitively, if you know what it's like to be in that situation, then you also know what it's like when someone painted you out to be the bad guy, when someone wrote this narrative about you. And all this person did was exploit it. All this person did is said, okay, well, shit, you have low self-esteem. So much to the point where even if it means that you're pretty much looking down on the next woman that has gone through the same shit that you have gone through, in comparison to yourself, well, at least I'm not like her. At least I'm not like that. At least I'm not that bad. I would never do this or I would never do that. That person already determined that you were a fucked up person. And you were exactly the kind of person that they were looking for. That's so far removed from being able to have some type of standard. You know what I'm saying? This is like having a standard. Of course, you can't wreck something that was already wrecked. But clearly there's issues, and someone running from one situation into the next is a clear indication that they're avoiding growing up. They're avoiding maturing. And so they're always looking for outs. And so jumping from one bed to the next and getting with you and then the next person, there's another person. When you start to get stuck off, off the stupid train, then the next person, before they can already sense it. All right, you getting up off my stupid train. Let me start looking for other options. And that's when they get messy. And that's when they start treating you like they're not obsessive with you no more. Like you aren't the object of all their desires. Because the truth of the matter is, it felt good. It felt good to feel like someone saw you as everything another person could never be. And that's okay. You don't got to be a rocket scientist to put two and two together. It's called coveting. It's called jealousy. It's called obsession. It's called low self-esteem. So, you pick your head up. You ain't a victim. And figure out, because I really feel like you got the same condition that this person got, and that is you don't want to see the truth about, you don't want to see the ugly in yourself. And I see you doing the same shit again, and just finding things to do to entertain yourself with the Three of Pentacles. Oh, well, look what I have. Look what I have for myself. Look what I built for myself. I have this at least. You don't fit this picture anymore. I'm on to something different. But you're still avoiding, right, the issue with the Empress in reverse. You're just lying to yourself better. Just like this other person lied to themselves better and found another ship to jump on. And so it's like, oh yeah, this person want me. They miss me. They think about me. I know they miss me. I know I'm attractive. I know they want me. Some of you guys, they don't want to build a home with you. They consider you for the streets. Because they for the streets. They know that they see themselves in you and they don't want it. Because it only works when you subscribe to the bullshit, when you're under the illusion, when you're under the spell. But this is saying, you know, you were never under their spell for real, for real. You knew what you was getting into. And that's why it's justice. This is only fair. You lose them how you get them. This is karma. You saw an opportunity and you took it. You felt special. And you wanted it. You wanted to be the object of this person's desires, and you wanted them to choose you out and exalt you above all else. And see you as their saving grace and their hope. And so you took from others. And then this person took everything from you. The truth only hurts the guilty. Well, the truth liberates. But when you don't want to see that truth about yourself, when you don't want to see how you keep initiating the same cycle, and you don't want to learn that lesson, and you just jump back on apps, you just jump back in situations to make yourself feel better, well, what happens? You stuff it in the closet. So truth never gets to liberate you. You just remain a prisoner. You just keep the same vibration. You just keep doing it until it all runs out. And one day you're going to meet somebody, because you're impatient, that get you to push your guards down real well. You know, it don't have to be this person. It's pretty much what your ancestors say. It don't have to be this person that teach you this lesson. You're going to learn it. You could learn it from someone else. You don't have to do it with this one, especially if it's too close to home or it's too close to something that it's too much entanglement elsewhere, right? So you go to somewhere else and repeat the process, and the lesson still would be learned. But you'll never be able to unsee what you've seen. You'll never be able to unknow what you know. You don't have the privilege of being oblivious anymore. And don't feel bad. It's for all of us. Okay? It really is. If you found this channel, that's for all of us. Can't go back to sleep once you woke. Ta-da! Don't matter if you believe or don't believe. It's like constantly, it's going to find you. It's going to have an epiphany. So your North Node is guaranteeing that you cannot fall asleep. Go back to sleep. But I do see you getting out of something and working really hard to rebuild what you've lost. You take a little hit. Could have been someone's sneaky link. Turned long term. We got rescuer, shadow attribute. Assumes the rescued will reciprocate. Keeps the rescued one needy. Yeah. That's why the high priestess is in reverse. You thought you could make use of the person you rescued. It's an abandonment wound. Rejection wound. You got the same trauma bonds. And it says Samaritan. Exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. It's like you deserve to be treated this way and that way because I helped you. I rescued you from your sorrow. Even if you rescued this person from another person, you may feel like a rescuer. But this ain't no good Samaritan type of situation. Yeah, this is trauma bonding. This is not angelic. This is, you got demons too, and y'all demons was having a little birthday party. Oh, I finally found someone with the same scars like me. Acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. Falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. God damn. Damn. And then we have child eternal. Inability to grow up and be responsible. Extreme dependency on others for physical security. I can't make this shit up. You just don't get the shadow attribute 4 times. Clean this shit up. Bye.